Alright, back to the grind with the only free MMA channel that fucking matters, Full-Time MMA. And we got Jacare coming out, and he's revealing the details about his injury, and he's talking about his loss to Jacare. He talked about quite a few things here. It's a good or nice little article. I read it. It was on MMAfighting.com. Nice little article. He came out and he opened up. This is what he had to say about the Robert Whitaker fight. He said, I honestly thought I would win that fight. I thought I would impose my game plan and win the fight. He said, I was confident, but this son of a gun came in with a better strategy and defeated me. He beat me up good. That's the only fight I was beaten up this much, but it happens. You step inside the octagon and there's a risk of not being on a good day. Facing someone with a better strategy that can defeat you. There's nothing else to say. I have to recover and come back to win. I like that because it sounds like he's not making any excuses. He came out there, he said, Robert Whitaker had a better game plan than me. But this is where it kind of went into the excuse territory. And I want to see what you guys have to say about this because I want to know what's the best way to take a L. Okay, I know it's clearly not to make an excuse. But is it to come out and say he's better than me? He was just better than me. I mean, I think the right answer is he was better than me that night. But anytime you come out and you talk about an injury, you know, if you don't talk about the injury before the fight, anytime you talk about an injury after a loss, it just kind of feels like an excuse. And I do like Jacare. I think he's one of the best middleweights, honestly, of all time, man. Jacare is impressive. I mean, some people get into USADA and shit, but I don't think he's ever popped. But, I mean, people just talk about his physique and strike force and shit, but that's neither here nor there. His skill set, his jiu-jitsu, his grappling, that shit is ferocious. The fucking alligator. You get in there and clamp down. I like Jacare a lot. But he's 38 years old, 39 years old, I believe. So when you lose to a younger elite middleweight like Robert Whitaker, when are you ever going to come out and say, you know, maybe, you know, I'm not past my prime, or when is the correct answer? You know, I'm just, you know, he was game. He was game, and he got the best of me that night. But I don't know what the right answer is here. I just know whenever you talk about an injury after the fight, it just kind of sounds like an excuse, you know. I really don't think Jacare needed an excuse. He lost to a guy that's fighting for the title right now. He lost to a top contender, a fucking very prime, elite contender, middleweight contender in Robert Whitaker. He didn't lose too much stock in losing to Robert Whitaker. He even said in this article, one more win and I'm back at the title. That's true, dude. You just lost to the better man that night. I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know. But this is what he said. I got injured before the Tim Boach fight. I healed before the fight with Boach, but I think it was worse during this last camp. I tore a muscle more and I lost a lot of strength. So he got injured before the Tim Boach fight, but then he healed up for the win. So he's not saying he beat Tim Boach injured. He said he healed up before that fight, but then he's saying he thinks he aggravated it during the Robert Whitaker camp. Like, huh? That's weird. I don't know. He said he healed up, but I think it was worse during this last camp. I don't know. That's weird. It's just a little weird. You see what I'm saying? He got the win with the injury over Tim Boach, and now he's saying the injury is kind of why he lost to Robert Whitaker. So that's why it's going into the excuse territory to me. But I do like Jacare. He might just not. I don't know if he's gonna hold the UFC belt now that he lost to Robert Whitaker. Now this middleweight division is so stacked. That's literally one of my favorite divisions right now. I wish Gegard could get in this fucking mix, but you know how that is, man. He still don't have a deal. Can we show him the money? I want Gegard in this mix. But anyways, this isn't a Gegard video. This is a Jacare video. But he also had to say, one other thing. He said, I was in the United States and already had asked for, they were talking about his contract because he signed an 8-fight deal. 8 fucking fight deal at 39 years old. He signed an 8-fight deal right before his fight with Robert Whitaker. Like the day before his Robert Whitaker fight, he signed an 8-fight deal, and they asked him if it was a distraction. And he said, I was already in the United States when I asked for the money way before, but we hadn't gotten a deal done. And a day before my fight, my manager came in and said, look, they accepted your number, sign here. So they accepted it, and I was happy with the UFC making me, paying me what I think I deserve, so I signed it. He said, but I didn't lose focus. I was 1,000% focused in the fight. I honestly wasn't thinking about the contract. All of a sudden, my manager shows up with the paper to sign, telling me that they accepted what I requested. I said, give me a pen, and I went to sleep focused on the fight. So he's saying that didn't sidetrack. He's bringing it up. See, that's another thing about this excuse territory, where you bring up an excuse, but then you say, but it wasn't an excuse. No excuses. Like where you, like kind of where you throw the excuse out there, like, man, I just, signed a new deal. It kind of threw me off guard, but no excuses. You see where you throw out an excuse, you say, but that's not an excuse. Like, that's weird. Like, I hate it because I don't want to I don't know. I'm not going to turn on Jacare because he's still kind of dodging it. He's saying that wasn't an issue, even though he's bringing it up. He said, I believe I'll be back in the side of the octagon by the end of the year. Just one more win gets me to the belt again. I'm happy to be at the top of the division, so that's what I look at. I fought people below me in the division, and this time I want someone ranked higher than me. I don't know who will be number one by the time I come back. They asked him if Luke Rockhold is somebody he'd like to rematch. And he said, people are so sensitive lately. If you don't give people an opportunity, Luke only got where he was because I gave him an opportunity to fight me back in Strikeforce. I also gave him an opportunity to one of his friends to judge that fight. He's throwing shade. He said that's why he became the Strikeforce champion. He's saying he didn't have to accept the Luke fight, and supposedly one of the judges was Luke's boy. He said he didn't have to let that judge on the panel, but he didn't care, and he did. He gave him that opportunity. He said Robert Whitaker's only fighting for the interim belt now against Yoel because I gave him that opportunity to fight. People step up and fight. You become champion by fighting. The world turns. That's how it works. But how is it going to turn if people keep saying, oh, I won't fight this guy, I won't fight that guy? The UFC pays you when you fight. You won't get paid to stay at home. We have to make money for the promotion, and so we get paid. Now, that's good shit. He's got a point there. He didn't have to take the Robert Whitaker fight. I mean, he had to take some fight, though. It was going to be like, who, Robert? Yoel? I mean, he could have been, no, I want to either fight for the title, or I guess I'll take an Anderson Silva fight. Oh, yeah. How about, no, he didn't do that. I'll fight Bisping. I'll only fight Bisping or Silva. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that are trying to not take the prime contenders. There are people that are trying to not fight Robert Whitaker. You know, the top 5 guys, there's guys in the top 5 that don't want to fight Robert Whitaker, that don't want to fight Derek Brunson, that don't want to fight Gegard Mousasi. You know what I'm saying? They want to, no, I'll fight Anderson Silva or Michael Bisping, or give me an interim title belt. Jacare said, I'm not that guy. I'm giving people opportunities. I gave Luke an opportunity. That's the only reason he is now. Now he's doing that corny turn down shit. Robert Whitaker, I just gave him an opportunity, and look, I'm not a guy that's gonna sit here and turn down fights. That's what's up. And now that's something to put some respect on his name to end this shit off. So he brought up his excuses, but he came out, man, and he didn't really. He brought up the excuses, but he didn't use them. So I don't know what the right way is there. Anyways, I don't know what else to say, man. Fuck it. It is what it is. Let the hitters know what the fuck you tell me in the comments, dude.